Hey, what's up? It's G-Ball Vision. Today I have a new knife here to share with you, and this is coming in from SRM. It is a brand new release for them, and that's not something that we often see from SRM is new models. Now, they do put some new models out throughout the year, but it's not something they do a lot of. And here we are. This is going to be a brand spanking new release. It was just released on May 15th. 2025. This is going to be the new SRM 131 or the SRM ENSO. And what's really awesome about these guys is they are going to be coming in at an insane price tag of $35 right now, and that's without the coupon code. So that is a phenomenal price tag for this knife right here, and we're going to dive in. We are looking at 14C28N for the blade steel. They have at least two different models of this knife, or two different variations of this knife. I think they have the uncoated, and I think it's ivory, and then they have this black washed and black steel and G10 here. So we have a deep carry clip in SRM fashion, and it is going to be reversible there, of course. What is that? It doesn't... They're saying that it's G10, but that sure as hell does not look like G10. I don't know if I can get it in the right light, but it looks... See that? It's got like a carbon fiber hue to it. Whatever it is, it looks good. It feels good. I'll have to do some digging, but they're saying that it's G10. This has kind of a traditional Japanese look to it. It's got that suede up, traditional Japanese tanto look to it. Looks really cool. It's kind of suede up on both ends. How is that in the hand there? That feels pretty good. We do have good access to the liner, and they do put some jimping there, and they do chamfer that all out, and that is pretty easy to get to there. Needs a little bit of break-in as far as the close goes, but it's got a snappy detent. I missed it there, and it still snapped open. Yeah, it's got a nice strong detent. You'll be able to do the over the top because you don't have to worry about a frame lock or anything of that nature. Now, this isn't a huge knife. Let's go ahead and we'll get a size on this feller, but pretty good size, about 6 3/4 to the end of the handle, 6 15/16 to the end of the clip, and we are talking about 2 1/8 of cutting edge, or no, I'm sorry, 2 1/8, 2 5/8 of cutting edge, and 2 15/16 of total blade. So we'll bring out a couple of comparison knives. We have the Kaiser Drop Bear up top, and we have the Benchmade Bug Out here on the bottom. And you'll see it's pretty close to that Drop Bear type length, and it's going to be just a little bit smaller than the Bug Out. And we have the Spyderco Para 3 up top, and the CJRB frac down there on the bottom. And you'll see that the frac is massive and much bigger. And the SRM and the Spyderco, though, however, have about the exact same cutting edge. So that is something to take note of. Of course, you're going to have a little bit smaller handle on the SRM. One thing I want to make a note of before we move on, that is going to be really nice in regards to kind of just ergonomics in general. You have nothing to deal with from this area all the way out. So you'll be able to kind of slide all the way back if you need some reach or whatever, right? You can go into kind of a standard grip, and then you can even choke up all the way up behind that edge without any interference. That is going to be all softened down in there, actually jimping right there. So that's actually going to be very comfortable. You have nothing interrupting that grip. So that is something that is nice and something to take note of. That front flipper is also designed well. One of the many things that SRM gets right is their pocket clips. And here we have a deep carry wired pocket clip, and that's going to carry nice and deep in the pocket. It's going to look very clean, and it's also going to be reversible for lefties. So that way righties and lefties can carry this. And very good retention on the way out. And just a quick look at that front flipper. It's got the fine jimping, that finer grippy jimping. And as you kind of roll up that front flipper, it just really grips you nicely. And it's got the right angle on it, how it comes up over top of the frame. It's exactly what you want with a front flipper there. You want it to peek out over the frame just a little bit and have that type of kind of staircased angle to it. But that works really good. It's a very minimal design here, guys. This thing almost fits in my entire hand. So it's a very minimalist type of folder. So we'll go ahead and we'll get a weight check on this feller here and see what we are looking at. It's got some heft to it. I believe that's all steel in there, which we will check that here in a moment. So we are looking at 2.7 ounces, which is not bad at all, considering what the construction of the handle is. And then we have 78 grams. So let's go ahead and see. This is all going to be steel. Now that's G10 for the back spacer, but yeah. So the frame, so it's the entire frame, these bolsters here, down here, this is all steel. And then we just have this insert flowing through here, and it's got a really, it's not like they just kind of cut it off straight or made it a very simple, they put a little bit of design cues into this. It wraps around here. So they really did put a little bit extra into this knife here as far as how the inlay was going to be done, or the onlay. I do like how they do the pocket clip here. In order to pull this off, you can slide it right over to the other side there. That is very nice. So you're going to have a smaller minimalist type carry, but this is going to be fairly hefty because you have that steel frame all the way through. So let's see. Our thickness is going to be 0.39. Our height is going to be about 0.7 there. Our blade stock thickness is going to be right at 100 thousandths. So that should come down pretty thin. We don't have an extremely tall blade, but that should come down here pretty thin, I would think. And it does. That's going to come down there around, I mean, it's not extremely thin, but 20 thousandths in that particular spot with that particular hold. So that's coming down there better than average. Let's see how this thing cuts out of the box. And for that, we are going to use our SMKW catalog here. And this thing will be a pretty good poker. No question about that. A poke and slicer. A poke and slice her. It's one thing you'll find out, whether you're new or you've been around. And some people who've been around just don't have, they don't have a clue either. Just because someone who has been around for a long time doesn't mean they have experiences with certain knives, certain companies, what have you. But that's one thing that can be said about SRM. I've been buying their knives for years, guys. Years and years. The first one I ever tried was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something to that effect, right? And they've been using 14C longer than most companies. Rake and SRM, along with Trivisa, who are all three, by the way, very solid companies, and do all the little things right. But you're going to get one hell of an edge out of the box from SRM. They do a phenomenal, phenomenal job. The fit and the finish of their knives, there's nothing crazy going on here, but it is a unique design. This is a different looking design, and everything is seemingly well done. This is going to be very easy to carry. It's not a big knife, and I prefer a little bit larger knife, but because of the ergonomics, this is just going to be an easy knife to use and carry. Let's go ahead and we'll see how that lock fares. And you might be saying, what do you mean how it fares? I mean, we're going to smack the blade off this, and we're going to see if it fails on us or not. We do have a coated blade, and we have a coated liner. We have seen that be an issue before because of overspray, so on and so forth. These coatings are very slippery, and when you have two surfaces meeting up like this, if there's overspray, it can cause the lock to slip. I expect SRM to have all that taken care of. Good. This is a gent knife, guys. We're not seeing if, we can hammer a nail in with it. We're just making sure it's not going to just slip off there lackadaisically. And I don't think it's going to. Very good. We are perfectly centered up there as well. As I said earlier, the detent is perfect. I think we can do all the thumb flick, no problem. The index rollover, no problem. And the reach around, no problem. So, and what I like about the reach around, I like the reach around, but you can pull this kind of out of your pocket, right? And not really have to do a whole lot to flick this open. You can come right over the top and just roll it into your grip, basically. I've always liked that about, I'm about efficiency a lot of times because I'm lazy. And, just the easier things can be, the better, right? You guys will have to let me know. What do you think of the ENSO here? $35. I think that's an impressive price for a brand new knife that's coming out. Doesn't have anything crazy going on, but it is well done. It is a unique design. I wouldn't mind seeing this in a larger version as well, which it wouldn't be a surprise if SRM does that because they do similar things. But I will have this linked down below along with a 10% coupon code for SRM's website, which will take this knife down even cheaper than the $34.95 that it's at. You'll have to let me know what you think down in the comments. I always look forward to hearing from you guys on these newer knives. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family. I'd love to welcome some new people here. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps push it out there to more people. If you are new yourself and you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Ring the bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new videos, which I'm going to pop up on your screen right now for you to go check out some more G-Ball Vision content. I love you all. I will catch you on the next one.